Are we streaming?
I don't know yet.
Are you guys gelling? I don't see anything.
315-997. That's my secret code. Oh, I got an alert.
Oh, yep, we're there.
I got the ding ding.
We are there. Steve
says,
Murky.
Let's
do this.
Already?
Yeah.
Keep chomping at the bit.
Hold on, I'm posting. I'm claving.
One of us is beautiful. The rest are sort of not.
Wow. That's.
I've got my new bezel up here.
Oh yeah, sorry. It looks really good. I was. That's what I was talking about the whole time.
There's a woman's butt on it.
What?
Your new bezel has a woman's butt. What's with you and women's butts?
I'm just saying. There's a butt.
Your last week's news article was all about a woman's butt too.
No, last week's news article is about some guy meeting his wife in an arcade. She just happens to be the butt master of Japan.
You sure you don't want to rephrase that, laddie?
Hey, that's her words, not mine.
Is anybody else thirsty? I gotta get it. I'll be right back.
This could be the
Sure.
tiebreaker. Identify the bezel.
Let me look at your video a little closer here since I have access. Let's see. Is that a space shuttle?
Nope.
I was looking through the bezel at whatever's on the other side of it. It's a lamp with two little statues. I was like, what's happening?
Give you a little bit better view there.
Ladybug? No. Is it a universal bezel?
It is universal.
Hmm.
No.
Cosmic alien.
No. It is a cheeky mouse.
Oh.
Really?
Cheeky.
Yeah. So you've got... Oh, I'll grab it.
Watch him drop it. Turn it. Oh yeah. Oh, I can see. I can read your laptop now. What's in the middle there? Is there just a sticker?
Piece of tape.
Oh, tape.
So yeah, just the mice all over, naked lady. You know.
That looks good. What? Who produced?
Universal.
No, I mean, is it a replica or an original?
No, it's an original. It's flaking a bit, but I mean, it was $20, and when the hell are you ever gonna find a cheeky mouse bezel?
I don't know. Just make sure you. Sure that's good.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's got quite a bit of flaking. Like somebody who was trying to restore a game would look at this and go, but it's scannable. You could reproduce it off this.
Milestar. Hey, nice to have you back, buddy.
Milestar.
By the way, I need to buy a Monaco GP tachometer, so could you put one aside for me, please? I know they're
Paul
$55 or something, but I want it.
Paul says he's got a cheeky PCB at home. I wonder where I got the bezel.
Oh, that reminds me, Brian. Do you personally have access to those kitty Ramas?
Yes.
And have you sold any?
No.
He's
Let
like,
the bidding begin.
he's like, thanks for busting me out on the show.
No, so I'm picking them up tomorrow.
And are they coming from where I think they're coming from? Or are they a different source?
Well, so the person who made the Kitty Rama site.
Yes.
No,
Jason 7 was his name.
He doesn't own them, but the person he got them from is where I'm getting them.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Well, gentlemen, Paul. Hey, Paul. Hey, Billy. Billy, we were just talking about you, buddy. Hey, Jen. Billy 7 is in here. He's a Moldorama guy.
There he goes.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, it's my puppy.
I said hi.
Hello, puppy.
He can hear you.
Oh, well, hey, Billy.
He was there when I picked this up, actually, at Summit.
Yeah.
Magical.
Yeah, apparently they had a Moldorama thing down at Free Play, Florida. So...
If he doesn't recall, I mean, because so many people came through, I hope he was happy with it.
I don't know if he
I think
was
at
there.
the end of the
'cause
day,
he's
they
up-
were like they made about 1,800 in donations, I want to say.
Wow.
And if he doesn't know who I am or if he doesn't remember, I was the one that talking about the coin op warehouse sales of them not too long ago with him. So
All right.
Nice.
Let's roll out the carpet. Get this thing on track. What do you think?
Roll up the carpet.
All right.
Live from KOYR Studios in Minneapolis, Minnesota, this is Arcade Radio.
This is going to be a good one. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Intruder alert, intruder alert. A stimulating opponent.
Hello, and welcome to Season 4, Episode 4 of the Arcade Radio Podcast. Today is Thursday. Happy Thanksgiving, November 28th, 2019, and the time is now approximately 7:23 p.m. Central. Thanks for joining us in the Arcadosphere. This is your host, Adam Thanksgiving Drome. And I'm joined by my co-hosts Mark, Time Runner Shields, and Paradise Arcade Shop proprietor and professional 3-hour phone misplacer Brian Thurston Howell III. And tonight, returning guest who first joined us way back in Season 1, arcade collector extraordinaire, the knower of the secret hiding places where all the good games are, and arcade aficionado, it's none other than Ms. Jenn May. Welcome to the show.
thanks for having us.
Yeah.
That was anticlimactic. Maybe we should try that again.
I still see the stain on my shirt. Wow.
I got this Thanksgiving Day stain on my shirt.
This is from
Just
some
take
other.
it off.
This is a different stain.
Just take it off. Go ahead, Mark. Take it off.
I haven't shaved my chest. I can't.
We're gonna have a just throw a little sex into the show right away. We're gonna just take it all off. Take it
Let's
all
see how
off.
You
many
take
viewers
yours
we
off, I'll-
lose.
You take yours off, I'll take mine off.
All right.
Now it's getting interesting.
What is she drinking? Because I'll have one.
You bring a woman on the show and everything goes to shit. I love it.
All right. This mustache must be working. Okay. Where are we?
And Jen has the distinction of being the first woman to be on our show. So
And the last. No.
Yes.
And the last after
and the
tonight.
last after tonight, this will be it, everybody.
She's bookending it, right?
Yeah. Boom, boom. This, yeah. We generally try to run a very sexist show, so I'm sorry you're here.
Right.
Enough of that. So, what has everybody been working on? Okay, Jen, you're gonna have to temper your answer here because we want you to talk about a little bit about this more in the show. But why don't we start
Okay.
with what like you're working on in the hobby right now? And Jen, why don't you kick us off?
So right now on my own personal restores, I'm starting on a Roadrunner, having Mike Allman out of North Carolina designing some custom artwork that I'm making up for me. So that one's coming out. And then I got a Blades of Steel I'm restoring that I took to the show, which anything and everything that could happen to go wrong with it did. So I got to get that one going. And then on top of that, I'm working for John with restoring his games. And then also I got put in charge with a lot of stuff for free play, which we'll touch on. So
Oh, nice. All right, cool. Mark.
All right. So let's see. I've recovered from the Houston Arcade Expo. I picked up a Crystal Castles, and I played it actually for the first time in my garage 2 days ago. And one of the two pokies sounds like it's near death, and so I ordered some FPGA pokies from that place. I can't think of them, but we'll
Poke
plug them
One?
later. Pokey One, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Hot Rod is selling.
Hot Rod Arcade, that's them. Correct.
Chris Royalty.
Good times.
They're as expensive as a new old stock. So
But they work so good. I just drop them in, no worries. It's good times. What else? My moving games into storage may
yes.
do another. Oh, did I just disconnect?
Yeah, that's all right. We're used to it.
Am I back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I touched something. I shouldn't have touched it. I'm moving my office into my old bedroom, and that's it.
Okay. Sweet. Brian.
I had to work on stuff.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. I don't know that I'm working on much, although I did just set up a deal to pick up 3 Kitty Ramas. So I'm grabbing 2 with cedar shake roofs and 1 just kind of without the cedar shake roof, and then a ton of artwork and extra pieces, top signs, all sorts of other stuff for those. So one of the things I'm going to be trying to do is scan all that in. I don't think anybody has all of that artwork scanned because they're not very common. And I'm going to have 3. I already have a Kitty Rama, so I'm going to have 3 Kitty Ramas for sale shortly.
Sweet. That sounds great.
It should be fun.
Let's see. What have I been working on? Oh, it's so exciting. Oh, what have I? Oh, I got a new game. I got a Super Strike Bowling. But Mark is not here to get excited.
I'm not back.
Where are you?
Oh, I think my video's off. Hold on, how about this?
There. That's there.
Whoa!
Is it fixed?
Magic.
I was
Magic.
like, you should have left it like that because it was like you're totally gone and your voice was going.
Oh,
it was great.
bummer.
So I got a Super Strike Bowling, and the thing is in mint condition. Although I did find a mouse carcass in it. He dehydrated.
Aw.
It's like somebody stuck him in a Ronco dehydrator, and he just was perfect. The tail and everything. I posted pictures.
One time I found one in the vent above my oven. That was awesome.
Oh, gross. Anyway, so I got that. Found $2.75 inside, a couple of air hockey pucks. I found a dry erase marker that still worked, and a tag for dollhouse wallpaper for $1.79. I have questions.
Okay.
You suspected this like sat in a church for a while, didn't you?
Well, it wasn't a church. And then for the last 8 or 9 years, it's been in this guy's house. But it's immaculate. I mean, it's Super Strike Bowling, so it's like, I mean, it wasn't super popular or anything. It came out in 1990. I think this one was made in 92. So, it's cool.
You should name it.
And just hold on a sec.
Did you bring one of your balls in?
I got something cool.
They're in a jar. They're in the other room.
Yeah.
All right. I made T-shirts.
All right.
Oh, this is cool.
So I made these limited edition Pac-Man Fever, Buckner and Garcia instrumental title strip. So Jen picked up a 45.
I wonder where that idea came from.
Yeah. And I was reminded, hey, I need a title strip. So then I went and searched and found a colorized version, and then I vectorized it. And I said, well, I should make some T-shirts. So I made a few of those, and I'll send one to you, Jen, if you want one.
Oh, thank you. Oh.
Yeah. And I also made these mugs that have the exact same thing on them. So super exciting. I don't know. They might make good What's in the Juke prizes.
That's true. They make
So, if anybody was interested in winning one of those, Billy, I'll get one of those to you too. I might have to make a second run of the shirts because they people like them. I sent one to Jerry Buckner too. Called him up and he stole a shirt. So
nice.
Yeah. I know what you're thinking, Jen.
Where's my 10% royalties?
Oh man.
The first thing.
No, I actually bought a game a long time ago, and those strips were in the bottom of that game, and I took them out and I put them on a shelf in storage. And when I was getting stuff ready for free play, I came across them and I was like, "Holy crap! I forgot about these." I posted the picture, and then Jerry was at free play for all of 45 minutes, which I didn't get to run into him, so I was a little upset. But that's where those came from. Is how ironic how
I've got his number. If you want it, you can call him. Give him a piece of your mind.
I'm friends with him on Facebook, but I don't know.
It's way better to call. Be like, "Hey, this is Jen. Where were you?
You weren't at your table where we had your name on there, like what?" You were not. No, we didn't even. He was there on behalf of Walter with the trading card thing, so it really wasn't our deal. So
okay, well,
we can't really complain.
You just have to make it revolve around him next time, and he'll be like, "I'll do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, speaking of that,
there's already too much ego there, though, with Billy.
Oh God.
So we can't have that much ego in one building.
Oh, that's good times.
Nice.
Good times. Hey, how about some news?
Good evening. The Arcade News, arcades, pinball, industry alumni, arcade openings, collecting, celebrities, world record holders, operators, coin-op, conventions, new products and gadgets, gamers. The Arcade News.
I'm Brian McLeod.
I'm Adam Stevens.
We interrupt. There's been a late development.
And now, the Arcade News with Brian McLeod.
Welcome to the Arcade News. So we have 3 quick news articles today. The first one of which is, surprise, surprise, Black Friday sales are hitting the one-up cabinets. The funny thing about this is that the same article is posted in multiple places advertising the machines cheaper at Walmart, Best Buy, but it's the same article, and the prices are all the same listed in everyone. But if you were thinking of getting a one-up cabinet for whatever reason,
To throw off a roof.
they're on sale. So if you wanted to have an arcade one-up bonfire, this is the time to stock up on wood. Interestingly enough, it's $100 to $150 off. It's kind of interesting. I mean, they've really got the Asteroids machine down to $150.
Yeah, that's been that way for a couple. You know what? I don't know about you guys, but it's pissing me off. The arcade one-ups didn't originally piss me off that much, but now they're pissing me off. Basically because all of my searches end up turning up 90% one-up arcade crap. So I have to filter all my searches, and
You have to remove. What do you do? One and up or one up or?
it's pain in the ass. I don't know.
It's not pissing me off because I don't get my deals off of Craigslist and Facebook. So they just come to me, so I don't care about them.
Oh wow!
Oh, that's why we have you on.
Badass.
That's why we have you on, so we can feel bad.
Well, for us regular people.
Yeah, for people that don't just magically receive games like in the middle of the night. Oh, I don't know, home association, why there's 50 games that just showed up in my lawn.
I gotta fly out to an undisclosed location here in a couple weeks and pick up about 20 free arcade games. So there's that.
Oh boy!
Everybody stick out the airport.
Bragger, just a bragger. Did you get beat up in school a lot? Because
yeah, I do know. Oh, you're talking to Jen.
Mark's like, yes.
I mean, define beat up. You know what I mean?
I mean, like, little bruise here and there wasn't so bad. Hey,
flog me one.
I used to get the girls to chase me around the. Anyway, moving on.
Moving on in the news. For those of you who haven't seen, Stern did a re-release of the Star Wars pinball machine with the comic art. The comic art is artwork done by Randy Martinez, who's been illustrating for over 30 years, receiving countless accolades for his work per the Stern website, which of course is lauding Randy as a great artist. Although I gotta say, so I have a Star Wars pinball, and I love the artwork on the cartoon version.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen this? I mean, have you seen the?
Yeah, I saw this ad, and I'm really excited about it, too, because I don't have a Star Wars pinball, but I really like the original Marvel comics, which is what this is based off of. It's so it's really cool looking comic art, and they've made a few T-shirts with the same type of artwork on it that are cool. I like the covers of the comics and stuff, but this is a little bit more than that. So go out and Google. I don't know, what is it? Comic wrap? I don't know.
No, it's just the Star Wars Pinball Comic Edition, and it'll pop up.
It's pretty sweet.
Only a standard and a premium version. Standard, it's the regular standard and premium prices, the Pro and the premium, like 6,000 and 7,600. They are not doing an LE in this one, is my understanding. And finally, so one of the local ops was down at IAPA a few weeks ago, which was down your way, Jen.
Yes.
And he was talking about a bunch of the stuff that was down there. There's a lot more virtual reality stuff. He said there's this really kind of neat virtual reality foosball table, which I thought was kind of interesting. But one of the things I thought we could talk about tonight briefly in the news was the Hot Wheels King of the Road arcade game, which is based on Wyatt Bushnell's King of the Road that he debuted at the 2-Bit Circus and was getting a little bit of attention, didn't have licensing, and they recently have licensed the Hot Wheels theme and then taken it over to a 6-player, I guess the original one was 8-player, but now it's a 6-player model that showed up at IAPA and allows you to race Hot Wheels cars down this track. I don't want to take anything away from the game, but it looks kind of somewhat similar to Mario Kart, but instead of sitting in your individual cars, you're kind of all standing next to each other racing down these Hot Wheels tracks. Have you guys seen the videos of this or the previews of it?
No.
No.
So it's kind of interesting. I mean, it's designed as a redemption game, but you're going along and it's got a number of power-ups and other things. It actually looks like a lot of fun. It looks like one of those games that, back to like Sprint 8 or these other games where you kind of have everybody standing there around the machine playing, as opposed to the newer drivers where you're all separated out. So I am interested to see what they do with it. The funny thing is, I guess it was a minor game, not really getting a ton of attention until Hot Wheels actually jumped on the thing. And now it's got the same title, King of the Road, but it's got this nice Hot Wheels branded logo on the top. So
I like.
Yeah,
I'll check it out.
I feel the need for speed.
Okay, Maverick. What is your monitor too bright? What's happening over there?
The
LCD.
Can you read the screen off my glasses?
Does this mean we're about to eject him?
Yes, I can see the porn he's watching also.
That tie, what?
Hi, boys. Can't quite make it out.
You fuckers.
And that is it for the news tonight.
All right.
Oh, I hope my mom's not listening. My language is so awful. Just
hi,
awful.
Mom.
Oh, hi, Mom. Your mom is in the chat. Oh, that's it for the news? Okay.
Back in '82, I used to be able to throw a pigskin a quarter mile.
Back to the cave with Time Runner.
Why are things so heavy in the future? Is there a problem with the Earth's gravitational pull?
Why, yes, Doc, there is. Back in '82, you could throw a quarter into a coin slot. Messed up. And play some games. Let's listen in to this recording of a 1980s news segment. This is a different one, mind you, from our previous shows. And we'll play it until either Adam gets bored or it gets boring, whichever happens first.
In 1978, a new Japanese machine appeared on American shores. Although it looked innocent enough, this machine turned out to have some unusual powers. It kept kids mesmerized for hours, made teenage boys forget about girls, and even caused business executives to skip the 3-martini lunch.
Bull. I call both.
You can drink
The
3
machine
martinis at
was
once.
Space Invaders,
Used
and it
to.
became so popular that it inspired a song, fan clubs, tournaments, and even caused a serious shortage of coins in Japan. Space Invaders prompted a video game revolution in the United States, as more than 30 computer and electronics companies started designing new games and competing for our quarters. In 1980, Americans spent $3.3 billion playing video games. That's more money than the total combined budgets for the
Polaris,
cities of Chicago,
Crazy
Boston,
Climber,
Washington, Dallas, and Cincinnati last year. Who's playing the games?
Your
Well, if
mom.
you go to any arcade, you're likely to see people of all ages. But game manufacturers tell us that the overwhelming majority, about 85% of all the players, are teenage males.
Well,
Oh, teenage
shocking news.
You got some candy?
Come on down, Peter Griffin. I can't do it. I don't know where this article is going. I never got past this point either. So.
Oh, that's good times though. I love these videos. We're just gonna put this in the chat so people can watch it if they want to.
I did not know there was a Space Invaders song. That must have been not good.
Yeah.
We'll try to find it.
Yeah, let's see if we can find it real quick. I mean, it's got to be on YouTube, right? Space
Yeah,
Invaders
somewhere.
song.
So,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
1980 maybe. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
it's, you found it?
Well, here's one that. Oh, here, Player One, Space Invaders hosting.
Uh-huh.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It would have been like 1979, right?
Yeah.
Uncle
All right, we're
Vic,
looking.
Space Invaders, 1970. Okay, let's try this. All right.
Here we go.
This guy's queuing up his actual 45 on his Newmark turntable, and
No way.
yeah, and he's dropping the tone arm right now. Let's see what this thing sounds like. I don't know. I don't remember hearing this. Oh, this guy's slow. Here we go. Uncle Vic.
Hi, Uncle Vic. The teenage boy said.
So far, this is a crappy song.
Wow.
Wow.
Play this in my El Camino.
It's tricky and low, it's a mean machine. There's lots of them and one of you.
Yes.
Sounds like Oscar the Grouch.
When the walls are gone, they'll get to you.
Was there walls?
He's hooked, his brain is cooked. He's hooked, his brain is cooked. Space Invaders.
Okay, I got to get that 45. I have to get that 45.
Good.
Now you have a stain on your shirt.
Mark spewed.
I'm fine.
Oh my gosh.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah, that was good times.
We comment on the article. Yeah, we talked about that thing, and then
Yep. And
the
we did
3 martini lunch.
Yep. That was
Do they still do that?
a thing in the 70s, I think,
Really?
and in the
I
80s.
think it's like 3 Jack and Coke lunches now.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
It's classy.
it is what. Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
don't
tell
even
my
think you
boss.
got a lunch. You just keep it at your desk.
that's right.
I work from home, so that'll be a 3 martini. I'm just gonna drink them all at the same time.
One bottle lunch.
Yeah. Damn.
I start in the morning and finish at night.
Adam, let's move on to that question that we all ask ourselves at one point in our lives.
Which is, what's in the juke? Oh yeah.
What's in the juke?
Oh! Welcome to What's in the Juke, where we play a tiny little part of a song, and you have to guess the title and the artist. If you're able to guess one of those, you get half a point.
Half point.
If you're able to guess both, you'll get a full point.
Full point.
That's correct. And while I'm sitting here, Siri has now been activated and is now typing everything I'm saying. Hopefully, it stops soon. Please stop, Siri. She says, I'm not sure I understand. Okay, back to this game we're playing. Ha ha! Adam, could you please cue up the first song?
Okay.
Begin.
What the hell?
Is that enough, do you think?
I love that song.
Better be.
I don't know. Karate Champ. No, it's not it.
Damn, Billy
AC/DC,
7 pulls it out.
About Top Rock. I think we're going to have to give that to him.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think.
Well, we always get banned for AC/DC songs.
Okay, so that's enough. Dang it.
The funny thing is, Billy writes about Top Rock and then corrected about, which was spelled correctly.
Emphasis on the about.
So Billy
Root beer's in the fridge.
Billy just
Miles.
got a full point. Is that right?
Milestar's ready for the next one. Correct.
All right, here we go. Here's the next track.
These are Thanksgiving songs, Andy Baldwin. Damn it, that's the name of the song. Somebody has to type it in, though.
That's good. Like Mark was trying to obfuscate the tune by yelling over it. Duck Boys Jennings. No, Duck Boys is not correct. Dukes of Hazzard. I'm gonna accept Arcade Jason. It is Dukes of Hazzard. It actually is also called Good Old Boys, I think. I think, but Dukes of Hazzard will accept. And then
We give. Does Billy get the points for Jennings?
I think we should give him Jennings. Don't you think? Is that good enough? I mean, is it Bruce? Bruce Jennings? Bruce Jenner? I don't know. Yeah. What's all that racket? Okay. So a half point.
That's what I was trying to figure out. I was about to yell at somebody.
Half point for
Arcade Jason.
Okay.
Half point.
So half
Okay,
point
jeez.
for both those guys, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Next song.
Next song.
Good luck. Jen's friend made this song.
Just a hint. That's just a little hint.
Billy 7, I agree. It did
9
sound
to
like
5.
that.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It does sound a little bit like it. Yeah. Frogger. No. Buckner. I'm not even going to accept that because it's not just Buckner. Man, I can't believe that.
Okay, Jason.
Pluck your magic twanger, Froggy.
So Arcade Jason gets half a point.
He does.
What the heck is that? Somebody
Sound like
open
a
a
can
can of
opening.
pop?
Pop in this the Midwest. RK Jason's got Froggy.
Yeah.
And the smile.
Froggy's Lament. So we'll just leave it a half point there. Okay, here comes the track. That's enough of that.
Aw.
I know. It's good.
Yeah, it is good.
But it's a really good tune. The Police, Mike Page. And do da. Do. Okay, Andy Baldwin is closest, I think.
All right, I'll say that. You're correct.
Yeah, you're all correct. It's dee da da by the Police. All right, here comes the next track.
Yeah. Paul, you have to guess a song before you can get a prize. Otherwise, you're just going to get a pat on the back.
Next song.
And a hearty high ho.
Pat Benatar. That would be Mike Page.
Yep.
Hit me with your best shot, Brian. Hit me white. Your best show. No.
Steve Murky?
Steve Murky. He gets a half point. All right.
I hope we're saying that right.
It
half
is.
point.
It is Murky.
Nice.
It's a half point and a half
Half point.
So 2 half points divvied out there for those gentlemen. Okay, here comes the next one. Just got to cue it up here. There we go.
Yeah.
Yep. Sounds like Murky. There you go. You got it
Perfect.
right. So what does I got? Hall and Pates. Close, but no cigar. Hall and Oates. Mike Page. I'm going to give it to Mike Page, and Andy Baldwin gets the song. Kiss. Well, it's actually Kiss on my list. We were having trouble with that earlier tonight ourselves. So, all right, half point for those gentlemen. All right, next track. Oh, this is a good one. Should we see if they just get it off of that?
Yeah, come on, it's iconic.
Yeah, I'll play that first part again. Okay. Flash Gordon, Steve Murky. Oh my God, that was and by Queen. I'm gonna have to give it to him. He's getting a full point for that.
Yep.
All right, full point for Steve Murky. Wow, geez, that was good. All right, I'm gonna play a little bit.
Don't you want to play a little bit of that?
Yeah. Gotta play that first part where there. Such a great track.
On Apple Music, they actually have working versions of the songs played on piano for this album, like as bonus tracks.
Yeah.
And they also have that song played live at a concert somewhere, I think in Montreal. And it's pretty interesting, them playing it live.
I have that concert on DVD, the Montreal concert.
Man. So good.
Yeah. I'll have to watch that tonight. I haven't seen it in a long time. Okay, here we go. Next track.
Track.
Do we have, that was a full point for Steve, right?
Correct. He is in a 3-way tie.
We should give him a full point.
Full point.
There we go. Here we go. All right.
Oh, God, love it.
That's all you need. There's nothing more. That was 2 seconds.
Mike Page.
Mike Page. Brian Jones. Is that right?
Yep.
Mike Page and Brian Jones. That was Tom Sawyer by Rush.
A Monday warrior, mean stride. Today's Tom Sawyer, mean pride.
Full point.
Full point. All right, here comes the next one. I don't know why.
Some of these are just way too iconic.
I know, it's like 2 seconds of it. Safety Dance. Andy Baldwin and Men Without Hats. Andy Baldwin. Andy's coming from behind with a full point. All right. S S S S A A A A F F F F E E E E. Okay.
We have a super tight race here.
All right. Here comes the final clip. That's Styx, Steve Murky. Yes. And who?
Oh, man.
All right. What song is it? Too Much Time on My Hands, Brian Jones. Yeah.
Well, we have a 3-way tie.
Oh, that means we're going to have to do a tiebreaker.
Mike Page, Andy Baldwin, and Steve Murky all have 2 points.
All right.
Billy 7 up there in second place, I guess, with 1.5 points.
Oh, my gosh. All right.
There's a fight.
All right. So we're going to pick a song randomly from the 80s archives. Here it comes.
Oh man,
That's a deep cut. Don't you think?
deep.
I mean, that's a hard one, I think.
hits.
Rihanna be a cowboy. That's pretty. I'm going to give it to Joe. Wanna be a cowboy. That's the correct one. Steve Murky, you got it correct. And but does anybody know who the artist is?
I've got my saddle
On.
on my horse.
His name is.
Of course.
I think
Classic.
Steve got it. Not Men Without Hats, but that was close. It kind of sounds like them. Yeah.
Someone lame. Ryan, keeping it positive like
Yeah,
always.
yeah. Someone lame. Yeah, it's Boys Don't Cry. I want to be a
Eddie
cowboy.
Baldwin got it.
Well,
Did he?
Tudor Arcade got it before him.
Oh, did he?
But then we're still in a tie. Oh no, we're not, because Tudor
No,
got
we're
it.
not, because Tudor snagged that point away from Andy.
So Steve got it.
Steve is the winner.
Steve, as the winner, I'm gonna give you one of those Pac-Man title strip mugs. And-
Mugs. Do you have bugs too? Nice.
Yeah.
I saw the shirt.
Yeah. Here's the mug.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So well,
That's
yeah.
legit.
Eat that.
Eat that. Eat that. He says.
And the mug comes full of Paul Saranen's tears.
And sweat. We can't tell the difference, so
Or
whatever.
something else. It's just it'll be moist inside.
Oh no.
Mostly salt.
We had a line and then he just crossed it.
Right over it.
Zoom.
They're mostly excretion, so it's okay.
Oh jeez.
Wow.
Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Oh god.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh god.
Oh no! Look what you've done.
We should check the voicemails.
Does anybody leave voicemail?
Somebody looks like Bob has one in the can, I think.
No.
Yeah. Wow. It has to be him. All right, let's check it.
Check it.
Thank you for calling 612-548-GAME. This is Arcade Radio. Please leave your message after the tone.
Hey, Arcade Radio. It's your buddy, Bob Zarzadek, control panel expert and technician. I can't even speak because I eat so much food. Happy Thanksgiving. How you guys doing? I don't even know how to put words to my lips because of the food. I'm looking and my stomach's coming out. Oh, man, it's tough times down here. But you know what? I was able to pardon some turkeys earlier, but they were at the grocery store, so it was a little weird. But I did manage to liberate them, and right now we're bowling with them. It's a good time. Good time. So I don't know what else to say here. Do you even have a guest tonight? What's happening here? Woo. Oh, man, I gotta catch my breath. You know what? That's it. This is the end of the phone call. I'm gonna hang up. All right, Lord's the deck out.
Classic.
That was good. Frozen turkey bowling.
He pardoned the turkeys.
Yes, I liberated them
from the grocery.
I was waiting for the going from innie to outie.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Please welcome to the show one more time, Mrs. Jenn May.
Welcome.
Clap, 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 clap. It's the applause. Wait, I have an applause track somewhere. I don't know why I don't play it.
How come we can't do that? That should be a thing where me and you and Brian are all clapping. Let's try it again.
All right. Oh yeah, that's good.
All right.
Did that work? It just sound like a bunch of guys beating off.
I'll listen to it on the replay.
Okay.
We'll edit that first tryout. We'll just go to the second one.
Right.
I mean, I do have this. We should play that, right?
Sure. Make it part of the show.
All right. Next time.
But you just did it, so I guess this time too. Hi, Jen.
Hey, Jen.
Hey.
What's going on?
Howdy. Living the dream, right?
Living the dream in the living. Dreaming of living.
Yeah.
So, Free Play Florida.
Yeah, that just wrapped up this weekend.
And
I think it was probably one of the best years. They sold out of like all the shirts and all the merch, so it was a really good year for it.
You don't really hear that happening at a show where they run out of shirts.
Yeah, they ran out of shirts. And then we sold out last year's shirts, and we had a couple of the year 17s which sold out as well. So 3 years of shirts sold out.
Wow.
So
Do you know what yeah, exactly. Congratulations, Free Play Florida. Do you know what the attendance was by chance?
I don't, but if B. Jones is still in the comments, he probably does.
Okay. You hear that, B. Jones?
Come on, B. Jones.
He can shed some light on that. B. Jones, what was the final numbers of attendance?
Do you guys all have rapper names? Because that would be fun.
I'm 2N Jenn, and then we got B. Jones.
Oh, yeah.
And then Will Stillwell, he goes by Hamster. So
nice.
Brian says
it was pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Attendance was pretty good. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So
we'll go with that.
There was
Brian bought all the shirts.
Oh, that explains it.
Explains a lot now, yes.
That's good. That's good. So we heard, and you were working on the show this year. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know if I was. I think I was just thrown into it. Jonathan Taylor down here, he provides a 26-foot truckload of about 30 games every year. So I was working for him. I was in charge of wrapping those up and unloading them. I brought 12 to 15 games myself, and then I helped load and unload a lot of other people's at the dock. So I did that on top of I like doing like guest interaction with stuff there. It kind of makes them, feel a little bit more involved with the show rather than just paying and coming in and playing games. So I did a blindfolded Pac-Man challenge, and I gave away a $100 prize package, and that came out of my pocket. Like, that wasn't affiliated with the show, but I wanted to bring something like that to there.
Cool. And
I guess it was a pretty good hit to where they gave me an award for it. I don't know if they're just doing that to make me feel good and come back, but no. So Brandon, who puts it on a lot, he did ask me next year to be a main event coordinator and come up with some ideas for more guest interaction and stuff like that. So I've actually came up with like about three things already, and I'm gonna give away I'm giving away an arcade game next year. So
sweet. So you got hired. That's even better than just like volunteer. So you're like, okay, we want you to do this.
Well, it's still free. I mean, we just volunteer to do it, but I got hired as a volunteer. So
but you're now in an official capacity for the.
Well, they take care of the hotel room, so.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so. That's
very nice. So, tell us about your blindfolded Pac-Man game. What was going on with that?
So I made a game up specifically for the show, had some side art done for it. Again, Mike Allman came through. He did amazing on the art and marquees. So basically one player was blindfolded, and you'll have to go to my Facebook page or my personal page and check out these cool ass blindfolds I made for it. And, well, they were corny as well, but you had to put that on, and then you had a partner, and they had to tell you to go up, down, left, or right while you're blindfolded. And it's a lot harder than you would think it is, because you think, okay, well, if somebody tells me to go right, I'm going to go right. But there's such a delay from when they say it to where you move it. People were like, holy cow, this is hard. So it became a big hit. I had it was up there, for 4 hours, and I think I probably had over 500 people play it and try it. So
wow,
we gave away some shirts. Epic Gameware came through and donated 4 shirts for me and some car decals and stuff. And then I did like a steakhouse gift card, a couple shirts that I had made up. And then I had a special light box marquee made that said blindfold challenge winner. And I had all the guest panel people sign it for them and a couple other things. So it was a good prize package.
You do that next year, you charge $1 per play, and then you give the money to the convention, and you could have a bigger prize. So that's pretty cool.
Maybe we could talk about that. But I mean, I know next year, like I said, I am giving away a arcade game, so I'm gonna try and do like a spin-off, because I know we don't want to get in trouble, but I'm gonna do a spin-off of like a Starcade.
Oh
but
yeah,
a little bit different. So the prize is gonna be an arcade game that I'm gonna donate. So
that'd be fun. Some of the arcade hangouts,
so next
guys.
year I do have another Pac-Man challenge, but I can't give it away yet. But it is going to be a Pac-Man challenge. It's not going to be blindfolded, but we have some things in the works that we're going to do something crazy to make it challenging. So
that's cool.
It'll be
so,
cool.
Mark, doesn't the arcade hangouts do that kind of stuff at Grinkers? They have their own kind of
they called Not Another Tournament.
That's right. Yeah,
where they basically try to pair up people. So one person's blindfolded playing Frogger, and then you have a person next to them telling what the guy that's got control of the joystick is supposed to do. Other things that have been done are pinball, where one person has control of a flipper and then another person has control of a flipper.
I did that. That's so hard. It's super fun though.
Yeah, and then I think we did Robotron, where one person was sort of moving and the other one was shooting, and I came in second place on that. That was pretty awesome.
I think it'd be fun to also like flip the monitor on Frogger, do like upside down Frogger, where you're coming down.
I agree. I thought that I would like that, flipping all of the games that way. That would be awesome.
Yeah, leave the controls the same way so that you have to think about it. But
right, reverse.
Upside down.
Yeah. Yeah, I could, and Steve Murky could have like his own upside down section at 2D Con. We could do like a bunch of contests like that.
Well, we were talking about, like I said, like for my Pac-Man thing, I was going to call it the mirrored pack and do left is right, right is left, up is down, like that, switch the wires on the joystick. But Brian's like, well, we can make a randomizer and hook that into the joystick, and we push a button and it just makes the controls do whatever they want to do when they want. So it's going to become a little crazy.
Oh, that'd be
I was
awesome.
like, Brian, I can switch wires. And Brian's like, well, I can build an app. So we'll see what we come up with. We have a year, so
we actually
nonetheless,
have
it should be interesting.
We actually have that joystick. We have a joystick in the store that allows you to switch directions, up, down, left, right. It allows you to change the sensitivities. It allows you to change how, like, you can go to just diagonals, just cardinals, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Can you do it on the fly?
With a push a button that randomizes?
You can. It would be easy to do. You can actually have it hooked up to a computer and like completely mess with the person while they're playing.
Yeah, that's something that we're thinking about maybe doing. So we'll powwow with that. So.
Paradise Arcade.
Not if Brian's involved, though. I can't do that.
Hey, Jones, you're kicked to the curb.
Yeah. Yeah, Steve Murky's arcade is called Upside Down. So
you know what actually would be fun is if you tied into the memory. So when you get a power pellet, it sends a signal out and it activates a randomizer, and then so every time you get a power pellet, it changes the setup.
Well, now you gave it away. Then people will just play until they don't.
Well, right, but you're trying to get rid of the ghost. I mean, like, think about it. You're sitting there. I mean, you get that power pellet, and all of a sudden, your whole joystick control changes.
Yeah. The ideas are flowing.
Yeah,
that could be fun.
So, tell us about the guests that were at Free Play.
So this year we had the guy that played Eddie Munster and the Munsters. We had Johnny Cage guy. I don't know.
Cool.
Warren Davis, creator of Qbert. Jeff Lee, creator of Qbert. Angry Video Game Nerd, Tony Temple, Tony Temple holds the record in Missile Command. Of course, we have Billy and Walter there.
Yeah, they live down the street, basically.
Jerry was there for maybe 45 minutes.
Yeah. Jab.
But
I'm gonna have him on.
But no, it was
next episode.
Maybe he had diarrhea or something.
Pacino was there. Brian Jones trying to say Daniel Pacino was there.
That's who it was. Yeah. And we had the Moldorama guy. I mean, that's a celebrity in his own because of how iconic that is for everybody, and I think that was a really big hit.
Now that wasn't
that
wasn't our Dave, Billy Seven. He wasn't down there with his Moldorama, was he? Or was it a different guy?
Brian's gonna have to answer that again.
They're coming.
There was two of them.
They're coming for you.
The Home
Association
saw the games out in the yard.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. So I saw a picture of you with Walter Day, and you guys were on the hallway, just collapsed and Walter was preaching.
Yeah, so I was
preaching
so
the
tired.
stories
I
of.
was just sitting out in the hall, and then Tony Temple comes and sits down, and then Walter comes and sits down, and then here comes Billy, and they'll just join me in this little circle, and Walter just starts telling stories about twin galaxies and and the chain of effects that the distributors had with the manufacturers, which had on the arcade games, and how arcades started closing because of the chain reaction on people not getting paid and stuff. So it was interesting to hear his take on the industry back in the 80s. And,
yeah, he's
so
told that story on
cool.
our show, first season, same season as that you were on, I think.
Yeah.
But he's a fascinating person. Any particular stories stick out? And
he basically, like, he just likes to listen when there's others, involved with the thing. He really likes to take on and listen to, you can really tell him paying attention stuff. He doesn't really like take the spotlight unless Billy's around, but if there's other people, like he really sits back and wants to learn about other people. So like, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's kind of a big deal to some. I don't know. Me, I just, him and Tony are writing up I guess I get a trading card this year, so I don't know.
Oh, fun.
I guess I'll be featured on a trading card in 2020. So.
Nice. I like it.
That's cool. So yeah, but speaking of Tony and Walter and stuff, it was just we had Scott Swayze. He wasn't really a guest there, but he was in attendance. Jonathan had him down, and then we had Jeff and Warren. So I just threw out a message to everybody. I said, hey, let's go to dinner, So I load them all up in the truck and we head on down to the Mexican restaurant. And I mean, I'm just sitting there and it's just like, all right, we got Tony Temple, world record holder. We've got Warren and Jeff, creators of Qbert. We've got Scott, the genius that's putting in the FPGA boards. We got Jonathan Taylor, like, backing all these arcade greats. And then there's me. Like, and then, I just, all I do is pull games out of dusty old barns and stuff. But just to be sitting in that great a presence in one room, and then Warren Davis gets up and he starts doing magic tricks for the whole table and, like, the whole crowd. And I mean, it's just like, and Tony Temple is just like, and it's just some of the craziest things. It's just surreal for me to just actually be involved with the greats like that. So I was taken back.
Yeah. Tony was on our show too. We had to have him on a Sunday morning or something because he lives in the UK. It was funny because we went live. It was just me and Mark. Was this last year? I'm looking over at you like you're there.
It feels like. Sorry, I accidentally touched the Joust 2 and it started the game, so I'm muting.
Oh, okay.
Good game, though.
It was funny, though, because the thing I love about Tony is he's so modest about his achievement.
Yes.
But, in which game does he have the world record on?
Missile Command.
Missile Command, yes.
Yeah.
And so he's modest about his achievement, but the thing I find fascinating is that he's just a really well-spoken and well-written guy. So if you read his arcade blogger stuff,
his blogs,
just so full of good stories. So,
and Adam, you know who Warren Davis? What game he created? Your favorite?
Exterminator.
No.
Yeah, I remember because a couple of weeks ago I berated it, and then I said apologies to Warren, and then he responded back and said, "Yeah, that game's a piece of crap. I agree. I made a lot of mistakes with that game. I'll share them with you sometime."
Yeah, Tony's world record plaque and stuff. His wife doesn't like anything arcade related, and if you ask him, he'll say it hangs in the loo, which is the bathroom. So it's his placard hangs above the toilet in his bathroom. So ask him about that.
Yeah, fascinating.
Poor
so
Tony.
That's kind of fun. And how was the food?
Oh, the food was always great. I like that restaurant, but to try to get everybody there is like, hey, do you like Mexican? You like Mexican? Everybody's like, yeah, no complaints. Service was great. Like, to have all that just fall in place and go extremely smooth like that, it was like, wow, I pulled that off. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. We call your role a guest liaison. That's pretty awesome.
So one of the things that I thought was really neat, I mean, you highlighted all these great people at Free Play, but you talked about the games. You mentioned Jonathan brought games, you brought games. One of the things that's different than some of the things we see up here are the quality of the games. What games showed up? Like, what games stood out at Free Play? It's fascinating what was there.
Careful.
Yeah, so Jonathan had Quantum, Reactor, Marble Man 2, the sequel, which there's only 3 known out to exist, that have the ROMs for that. I mean, I brought a Blades of Steel, which it was in the shittiest cabinet ever. Ooh, crappiest cabinet ever. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Beat me up.
Oh.
No, crappiest.
We don't beep this show.
cabinet.
We don't bleep this show. We gave up on bleeping a long time ago.
But I mean, it's just one of those games you don't see a lot, and like it's an underrated game. But when people play it, they love it. Next year, so every year we try to do a unveiling of a cool game. So we had the ASTRAC, we had the games in the past. So we couldn't get it done in time. Brian, we had so much going on. I got sick for 15 days. We just kind of fell short of the mark. But we are going to make a big hoopla about it next year, and we are going to the game of the year for next year is going to be Cosmic Chasm. So that'll be cool. But so, I mean, a lot of the games are restored. Free Play goes out of their way. They give out awards for best rehabs of pinball, best rehabs of arcades, prizes for all the game bringers, just incentives to bring games, because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Yeah,
move
amen.
all those games and bring all those
Actually,
games.
I think that'd be really great for maybe one of our local conventions to pay attention to. Maybe hand out some awards for some games, make people feel good about bringing them.
Yeah.
Because it's hard. I mean, like, a lot of us put our blood, sweat, and tears into bringing these games back to life, and you bring it, and then you have really no motivation if nobody is looking at it because of how awesome it's supposed to be look or be fully restored or whatever. But I don't know.
Right.
That's
yeah,
good
so I mean,
incentives.
like Mike Baxter, he actually won the best pinball rehab. And now, granted, like, I mean, I've seen worse restores and I've seen better restores, but the way he did it with what he had like glow light things, drop targets, 3D printed, and had this amazing, effects of the lights and stuff on there. So just like that. And so Mike Baxter, he only has like maybe 7 or 10 games in his whole collection, but he won the best rehab pinball. And like, I took him out to dinner the night after because he helped me. Well, he helped Jeffrey Smith brings like 55 pinball pre-war era pinballs. And we had an issue with the loading dock at the show where people were just being crazy. Security got on them. Well, I mean, I had a lot of people help Jeff load his 55 games and stuff. So being that he helped out and a couple other guys helped out, I took them all out for a steak dinner. But he told me, he said, I just do this for fun. I just like these as games as personal. But for him to win an award like that, he told me, he's like, that's incentive for me to do another game. He's like, might take him a year, but it's more like an incentive to just keep going and keep doing stuff in the hobby rather than, just I bring these, I brought a speed racer myself, and lo and behold, like somebody ripped off the whole, I had the control panel screwed on and everything. Somebody ripped it off, like busted the pot. Things happen. I'm not mad. But it's like, all right, well, now I got to restore a speed racer next year. So, but people do enjoy winning awards. And I think with going on with that, they do give out a lot of awards and a lot of ribbons and prizes and stuff. And that's cool. And that's why a lot of people don't mind bringing games there. So.
Yeah, I love the fact that you just threw in that you treated these guys out of your own pocket, too. That's kind of nice. Pay attention, people. This woman's being nice to people, okay?
Well, Brian Jones actually commented too that it's really important to make sure everyone knows just how much you appreciate their efforts. And I mean, if you haven't had a chance to go to Free Play, they really do an amazing show, and it feels like something special is going on there. And it's people like Jen and Brian and Jonathan, and I mean all the people they bring in and get involved that really make it an environment where the games are special, the people that are having fun, the guests are engaged, they're walking around. It really is, the format is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So to touch on that real quick, Adam Earhart from Pennsylvania or up north, I don't know exactly where he's from, please forgive me, but he goes to Replay FX, and I've been up there, and my God, it was one of the first or few shows that I've been up to up north, and it's huge, and I loved it. But the thing is, it's almost so big you get lost and you feel distance. Like, okay, there's 100, like, I don't know how many games. There's more games than I've ever seen in a place, but Fred puts that on or whatever, and it's a great selection of games. It's a great this. But at the end of the day, you're just like, okay, there's all these games to play and stuff. And Adam came down and he goes, I've been to a lot of shows, and Free Play Florida it was on a different level to where it was so much personal. Like, you can interact with a special guest. You could do this, and it's we have a good layout. It's not like you're not on top of each other. We have the council section and a whole bunch of other stuff. And he just says, it just felt so much more of a relaxed, fun environment as some of the bigger shows, the ones that outdo it. So he said that he's definitely getting a crew and coming down next year for it too. So,
and that's part of the danger with these shows, right? I think it's great. You have this sort of intimate, you're at a level now at the convention where you have this intimate interaction.
Intimate, yeah.
Right. So people are like loving the space. They love the crowd size right now. And then they all want to bring their friends. And so that's good because it's good for the convention. But then it's also, the convention has to be careful not to lose that with, their corporate overlords and people that come in. And if you build a bigger place for people to come, you better make it feel like home. So, I mean, like the place that you're in right now, what's it, a hotel?
Yeah, it's a convention hall inside a hotel.
Yeah, so that's great because you're in one place, right? So the hotel's sold out or near selling out. You've got a lot of the room block, accounted for. So, but it's still a relatively small con, it sounds like. It's not like 3,000 people.
Something like that. Yeah, when we do on Saturday nights, there's the after party, which is a separate ticket on its own.
Sure.
So, I mean, and then on Sunday, so like Friday night, it's a smaller crowd. Saturday, it's massively crazy. And then Sunday, it's more like family time or whatever. Yeah. So you can do the whole weekend thing or certain days. So it's just that you can pick and choose, like, do you want a lot of interaction or do you want more gameplay kind of thing? So
yeah, it sounds like an awesome con. I want to go. I love
Brian is, and Brian's saying more than that. He says same size as Southern Fried. It's an impressively attended show.
Well, and, how many games are there? How many games total? Does anybody know?
I think there was something like 250 arcades and 200-ish pinballs or something around those lines.
So let's just say 600 total. That's awesome.
Yeah. Plus we have the console section and then the panel section. Then we have the main stage section, and then Brian had the Glorfin Tron tournament section, and then he built that big old recognizer. Yeah, 18-foot tall recognizer.
That thing is awesome. Oh, I want that so bad.
We have a video of us destroying it.
Oh no, I feel sick. I feel sick inside. I would have given good money for that thing.
Brian can build you another one in 3 days. It's okay.
Oh, so cool. Yeah, one of our listeners, Steve Murky, was saying it sounds like what one of our Wisconsin cons used to be like when it was over in the Sheraton. Now it's real big. It's a lot different.
Well, I think one of the things that's different, and this is hard to understand when you're not there. I mean, you hear about like the recognizer and other things that like the crew really creates a theme or a group of themes and builds to that. So MGC kind of relies on the community showing up and bringing games or bringing pinballs. They don't create like, here's the theme we're going to build to. And that's one of the neat things about free play is he really creates this environment, and then like they come up with this idea of here's the environment we want to create, and then things are built and structured to create that environment. And the environment isn't just one Tron competition. There's like the guests are fitting a theme, the Tron environment's fitting a theme, and like it's an overall kind of story when you go there. So you feel like it feels like it's meant to be put together the way it's meant to be put together, not just, okay, we got this guest, this guest, this guest, we're going to throw a panel together. Like somebody thought about what's the order, who's there, what are they talking about, what game are we presenting? It's really in depth.
And Tony Temple does a great job. He's more in charge of the panel rooms and getting the guests. So he did like a arcade game show. And then I was on a panel with him with Arcade Raiders. Then we had the Angry Video Game Nerd. And then we had the Pitfall, the Activision guys there. So, and then Nathan Barnett, split personality Keith guy. So we had a lot more other personalities, YouTube stars, and so it's not just arcade as well. I mean, like it says, it goes on to console games and YouTube things, and there's something for everyone there. It's not just...
Speaking of something for everyone there, I have one listener that's not in the chat that I know is listening and loves the Angry Video Game Nerd. What does he do at the con?
So he has a table and he has a table, and he'll do signing autographs, and he has merchandise and stuff like that. So then he gets his own panel. So this year in his panel, he kind of did a live version of what he does on YouTube, where he does his movie reviews and his game reviews and stuff like that. And he had guests come up and interact with him with it. So it was kind of like an impromptu live show. And then he also does like a Q&A, and he puts stuff together just for the show. So he gives the guests, and his panel room, I think those panel rooms seat about 150-ish or whatever, and he'll have people standing in his panel room for the attendance that he gets there.
Wow.
So
he's one of the early YouTubers.
Yeah.
So okay, Mark, I haven't heard from you in a while.
That's him. He's
muted.
Damn it! I muted. Okay, I'm back. Hi.
You're supposed to hold on to the counter next to you.
I'm totally awake, listening, and fully engaged here. And I've probably been chiming in, and you haven't heard shit because it's been muted. But whatever. Right. So, what about next year? What were the lessons learned? What's the post-mortem of this show that you're thinking about as far as stuff? Obviously, Buckner's not coming. We know this, so.
We're gonna have him on in 2 weeks. We're gonna have him on in 2 weeks. This is gonna be good. Jen will call in. You gotta call in on the game line, and you'd be like, Jerry, where's my stuff, Jerry? I was promised my stuff, and I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you.
It wasn't even that big of a deal. I was busy with my blindfold Pac-Man thing. I was like, oh, cool, he'll be here. I'm going to break away and do it. And I go over there, and he's like, just gone. It was probably, I don't know. It's whatever. I'm not
back
even
to Mark's question. What's happening next year?
Next year I'm going to try to do that game show thing and all that. I don't know what our theme will be. That's a B. Jones question. Every guest that we had this year actually has asked to come back.
That's cool.
There was not one unhappy person. They were all felt well taken care of. I mean, we've had the Tron people in the past. I'm terrible with names. And then we had Brian Collins in the past. Bruce, I guess Bruce is the Tron guy. Brian Collins was there in the past. Warren's been there the past 2 years because people just really like him. They want him to come back. So, but at the same time, we have to keep it fresh. So, they put on a lot of meetings throughout the year, so we are going to get together. That's why I was asking you earlier on that contact information, because I think that would be really something to bring in. So.
George Gomez, was he there? Tron, Stern, head of Stern. Anyway,
George Gomez, NBA fast break designer.
Yeah. Anyway,
Spy Hunter,
Jurassic Park. Anyway, so okay, let's shift gears. We'll get away from free play. How's that?
Paul's got a good question in the chat.
Oh, Paul's got a question in the chat. Go ahead.
Good shifting gears question.
Okay.
Out of nowhere, what's the best find you've ever had in a raid, Jen?
Oh, that's what I was going to say. Let's shift to.
I know what it is.
Let's see.
Jen
It's
Central.
got to be the computer space.
Oh, come on.
That wasn't really a raid. That was just like a St. Louis deal. That was just a one-time thing. Like, that was just a game that he had with pinballs, and I paid $50 for it.
Yeah. You've had that for a while, right?
But no, like in a true raid fashion. She's fine. Sorry, my mom. She's fine.
Hi, Mom.
Going about my dog.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah, everybody's saying hi, Mom. Quietly. Sorry. God damn it. The best, really the best one I would say would be the Georgia deal, where we did a 40-game buyout. Mark Story in Georgia hooked me and John up with the information. We got 40 games out of there. We got a lasso. I mean, the claim to fame is the Cosmic Chasm out of that one. Brian Jones got the lasso. I mean, there was Tron, Satan's Hollows. The computer space was one of a St. Louis deal. I actually have a Missile Command cockpit I bought in St. Louis. I paid $50 for, and the elevator broke down, and we couldn't get the game out of the basement. So I have a Missile Command cockpit that I paid $50 for that's stuck in the warehouse somewhere.
It's in an elevator still?
It's stuck in an elevator shaft in St. Louis with no electric going to it. So
awesome.
Yeah.
That sounds fun. Let's get a generator and go on a journey.
I mean, I had a hammer in my hand, and my friend is pulling me away from it. I'm like, I'm gonna bust it up and carry it up the stairs, and he was like, "No, we gotta go." And so,
wow.
So what's that address? I'll just for
Right.
Yeah,
Try not
Brian's
Tell me.
PMing me. He's like, "We're getting that cockpit. We can't get that cockpit. It's stuck. It's stuck for life. There's 2 cars stuck in the basement. But yeah, Computer Space, Cosmic Chasm. I got a couple. Somewhere in the South Carolina area, there is 5 Star Wars cockpits I got to go back for eventually. I'm just waiting for that.
5?
Wow.
5. There's 5 of them in one building in South Carolina that
I can find
that I can go
one.
get.
If you 5? Are those the
5, yeah.
are those the RAM controls ones that never showed up?
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I don't
Wow.
know. I mean, the only reason they're still sitting there is because 1, I just haven't had the time, and 2, the guy loves sit-down cockpit racers, and they're like in the middle of the building of like behind another 300 sit-down cockpits, and I'm just like, that's gonna have to wait. So, but they're there in South Carolina.
How many?
Does he have any Omega Race cockpits he needs backdrops for?
Let's get a good look at that backdrop. That
Just
looks
pitch-
really.
let's zoom in.
John
on that.
Taylor needs one of those. That's beautiful.
John Taylor ordered 6 of these, so he is completely set up. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh my God!
That
I'm
thing
falling.
is amazing.
I'll grab the UV light before the end of the show.
All right.
Maybe in the outro I'll grab
I don't
it.
know if you really needed it. It looks great.
Oh.
So, speaking of cockpit machines, Jen, how many cockpit machines do you own?
I just own an environmental radar scope. That's one, and then I own an Omega Race one. I got it for free years ago. I don't have it no more. Well, I have it, but I can get it back anytime. So I just have the environmental radar scope. They're too big.
Yeah.
John. Oh, I do have a pole position cockpit. I'm joking. I have one of those too. Sometimes I forget what I own. I have one of those. Yeah.
Oh, Mark.
You know, there's a problem when you're like, oh shoot, yeah, there was that cockpit that where is that?
I have a Monaco GP. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Jonathan has maybe 20 cockpits. He's got the Star Rider, the Cenestar, Omega Race, 2 Omega Races, Star Wars. I'm telling all of his secrets.
Missile Command, Tron E.
He does have the Missile Command. Tron E. Yep.
Yeah, nice.
So,
yeah. I don't know. Does anybody have a cockpit that they think that they need to have? That anyone in this room right now, and in the
like
chat,
a Cenestar,
and in the chat,
Spy Hunter.
Spy Hunter. Okay.
It's just you can't play it.
But you
any
have
other
that.
way. I mean,
I'm talking about a cockpit you don't own. Like one that you want.
A second Spy Hunter.
Jen, what about you? Got a cockpit that you want? You thinking on that?
I mean, I don't want them. They're too big.
But let's just say you had the room.
I have the environmental radar scope, which is one that maybe 4 or 5 other people have. Like that's not one that you see a lot of. So, I mean, if you're going for rarity, I got that one. So.
Are you going to convert it to a Donkey Kong?
It was converted when we got it. It was in a roller skate rink in Illinois, and we paid like $75 for it. And that's going to be, if I can get the last piece before free play next year, Tony's writing up a whole thing. So many people have been involved in helping me track down those pieces, from the back half to the glass to the art to the board repair to the marquee to the bezel. Everything on it's original. Nothing's been reproduced yet on that I have on that machine. So trying to.
Out of curiosity, was it converted to a chop lifter?
No, it was converted to Excite Bike.
Oh, Excite Bike.
Oh, that's kind of interesting.
Actually, Excite Bike environmental cabinet.
Cockpit.
It'd be kind of fun. Like you could put the Paperboy handlebars on there.
It's like a duck hunt cockpit.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So what are you missing still on that?
The glass.
The glass.
That's the last piece I need. The back, because it's like a weird shaped glass.
Right.
I will have that reproduced if it comes down to it until I can find an original. But
so in the chat we've got Paul Saranen says he wants a Sega 360, the R360, which is that it looks kind of like an Afterburner, but it does a full 360-degree flip and turn and everything. I think you had to sign a waiver when you played that game. It only had like 2 games or 3 games that you could play in it. One was an Afterburner type game. Super fun. Then you had Star Trek Captain's Chair by the Davilope. I've got one of those in storage right now. Environmental Discs of Tron, Milestar says. Red Baron, Steve Murky says, which awesome. Baron has the full flight stick in it. It's pretty full point. Yes, there's a full flight stick in it, so that's kind of fun. What else is in there? I saw one other one.
Jason.
John has a tail gunner too, cockpit.
Jason's coming to get his out of our warehouse hopefully soon. Arcade Jason has a tail gunner too. He's putting together.
Oh, nice. It's in your warehouse?
Yeah.
Oh, what? Can I go over there?
I need to go to your warehouse. Yes. Can I have the keys? Yeah. I just want to go in there and see what's in there.
Just an inspection.
Yeah, I just want a little inspection. Yeah. I gotta get in there. Oh, we don't want to get into that again.
Oh no, we're over.
Okay, so Mark, dream cockpit machine.
Dream cockpit. I think it is Sinistar.
Oh, okay, cool.
That would be awesome. But I would definitely want, booming audio. I don't know what it's like. I don't think I've ever seen one in real life. So,
Tony Swan has too.
Does he? Well, yeah. let me know if he needs.
His boy Austin has. I think he has one of the records on that game, and plus he has the record on. He holds the record on 2 games, and I think one of them Sinistar. Mad Planets. Mad Planets is the other one. Tony Swan's son Austin has those 2 records. So.
But the Sinistar cockpit has a lot of vacuum molded things that are on the front of it. They get damaged, but it's really cool. They went and did some strange stuff for that cabinet.
It looks like a semi truck. It's pretty cool.
Exactly, and I think all around it's pretty cool. Versus some games where they sort of have a part that they figure, we're gonna stick this against the back, like the pole position cockpit, for instance.
Yep.
But
right.
Yeah, I have 3 that I want. I want a pole position, I want a Tron EDOT, and I want a missile command. Those are the 3. Someday.
Would you call a Tron EDOT a cockpit though?
Well, it's an environmental cabinet.
I guess you kind of lean on it. There's a little stoop for your butt.
You get inside
it. Yeah,
it.
that counts.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It was cool. The sound was cool. I don't know. I would call it as a cockpit.
There was a Sinistar sitting up here in one of the operators' warehouse at Summit forever.
Right.
That they had dropped off the back of a truck, and it was cracked in half, on the top. I mean, it just sat there. I think they sold it for $1,000 6 months ago.
Wow.
My pole position cockpit rolled out of the back of my trailer at a 4-way intersection in Tennessee from the trailer. So that was fun. I had to stop traffic and load up a cockpit back in there really quick. That was good times.
I wonder if anyone caught it on their camera.
Yeah, right.
Oh my God! There's a pole position. It's in the middle of the road.
Check YouTube. Arcade gimmicks.
So Jen, what is the kind of craziest, accident story, whatever? Like you just said, cockpit rolling out into an intersection from your trailer. Yeah. I mean, what is the over the top? I can't believe this happened while we were grabbing games.
Well, that elevator story's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a tie. It's a 2-way tie. So I was in a raid in North Carolina, and there was a building that had a zookeeper and a couple other elaborate rare games, and I was going after it, but the building had so much water damage, the floor gave out, and I fell through the floor into a cellar 3 feet down, and it was on some Silence of the Lamb shit, and I was just laying there I thought I was nobody, I'm in the middle of a field, nobody knows where I'm at. I hit a rib. It took everything I had to be able to climb out of that hole and continue on with the raid. And then the other one was a bar that I was cleaning out up in Brooksville, Florida. And Jeff, he was helping me, and he was moving a safe, and he got it 3 feet up the ramp, and it fell off the hand truck, and it fell on my foot from 3 feet in the air, about a 600-pound safe. And I just go to the bar and just do shots afterwards to ease the pain on it. I unload the whole 26-foot truck the next day. I wait 3 more days. I go to urgent care. They x-ray it. They tell me it's not broken. And I go to the doctor a week after that, and they tell me it's shattered in 7 places. So I walked on a broken foot, shattered in 7 places. So after that, I got a tattoo of Wile E. Coyote holding a safe up on my foot. So that's it. So I've had some broken bones and some busted ribs, but I mean, I wouldn't change it. I mean, I do it for the love of the game, and I enjoy getting them back out, released into the wild for everybody. But
yeah,
It just
For the
it's
love
one of
of
those
the game.
things that comes with the nature.
It should be your website. For the love of the game.com. It's
Maybe
probably
that's
already
what'll be on my
taken.
trading card, for the love of the game.
Yeah, that's a good
It's,
one. I like that. Mark, what about your most dangerous? You're thinking about it. I know you are.
I haven't really had a dangerous thing. Everything's been pretty non-eventful.
Well, I almost.
I mean,
killed...
oh.
Here we go. Go ahead. You go ahead.
I bought 2 Miss Pac-Man games recently, and I don't know if I mentioned this already, but I was in, I don't remember which part of Texas, but all of the blood-sucking mosquitoes must have been in full season. And I swear to God, I was being bit like every 5 seconds by something somewhere. And I was like, and they were like coming into my face. And I was like, the guy keeps wanting to talk like, oh yeah, pick these up and blah, blah, blah. And there was a bar and blah, blah. And there, I got some straw. And I'm like, I got to go, dude. I cannot talk to you. This has to end. Because I was being eaten by mosquitoes. And I swear I put 1 strap on the games after I put them on the trailer, and I left. I was like, that's good enough. 1 strap. Let's go. And I did not stop for an hour. I was like, we have to not be in anywhere near this place. This is the worst.
It's a question from... Wait a minute. Okay, so here's mine really quick. And then, Brian, you got to do yours. What's that game?
What's that game?
Go ahead, Brian. You do yours.
Oh, I was actually clearing stuff out of my dad's basement, and he has it's kind of a walkout basement with these outdoor stairs, and I was bringing a Z-back up these kind of like long stairs with like 2 foot, it's like up a step, roll 2 feet, up a stair, and I slipped, and the Z-back just came down on me and pinned me against this concrete staircase. And I'm sitting there. My dad's out of town. Susan doesn't know I'm cleaning out the basement. Nobody's in my dad's neighborhood. And I'm underneath this Z-back between like a house and a fence trying to figure out how to get this thing off of me without like rolling it. Yeah, but I was willing to roll it, but there was nowhere to roll it to. It was just a disaster. And those things are freaking heavy.
I
mean, all while you were getting ate by mosquitoes, right?
Well, I actually didn't have any mosquitoes coming after me on that one. But it was... I mean, you're literally sitting there like, okay, if I roll this into the house, I've got like a foot, and like, nope, it's not going that way. It's not going that way. And it's like, so do I slide it down my body? Because I could not get up. I was pinned. It had a 27-inch monitor in it. That's sitting right on my chest. It was an interesting day.
Wow.
So mine was a stun runner, and I didn't know how to take it apart because they come apart into 2 pieces pretty easily. There's like a few bolts inside, and the whole top comes off, and the monitors gone. And anyway, we try to get into my house, 2 of us, and I didn't almost die. I just dropped the game and it slid down and almost killed my friend. So
was he on the bottom?
Yeah, he was on the bottom.
Oh yeah, see, yeah. I've had that happen with the Star Wars, but
yeah, then it got wedged in the doorway, saved his life. So
yeah,
sorry, buddy, Eric. Sorry.
Good work, Eric.
Yep. So, a question in the chat from Billy7. Question for Jen. For Jen, what was the how, and at what age did you go? What is the how?
Oh, he says, when and what age did you go from player to collector?
Oh.
And what was your first game?
That was a totally different question.
It was weird, actually. I think I was like, let's see, my son was like 3, so I was like 21, I guess. And I enjoyed games. My mom would take me to the bowling alley, and there was a Bubbles, a Miss Pac-Man, and a Capcom bowling at the bowling alley. And those were really the first 3 games I had an experience with. And so at about 21, I had a dog that had a litter of puppies, and I had my husband advertise at work, buy these damn dogs. We don't need these puppies. And this one guy wanted one, and he said, I don't have any money, but I can trade you an arcade game. And so my husband comes home and he's like, I know you're going to say no, but hey, this guy has a Frogger cocktail table. Would you trade him for a puppy? And I'm like, hell yeah, I love arcade games. So he came over, he showed me all about it. He showed me how to work on it, and I actually went to school for electronic engineering. And so I had a little bit of background on that there. So So we get the game, and then he's like, yeah, there's auctions and stuff around, maybe 30 minutes from where I was living. He's like, I'll take you guys to one. And there was one like 2 weeks later. So the next 2 games was a Miss Pac-Man and then a Captain America and the Avengers. So we went from Frogger, Pac-Man, Captain America. And then from there, like this was before Facebook. I mean, this is when, that's like 20 something years ago at this point now. I don't know. I'm not good at math. That might be 18. So my son's 19, 18, 16 years ago, 17 years ago now. So, it was more like Yahoo classifieds then, and then in the paper classifieds. So there was nothing like, you couldn't go on Marketplace and all that. So we found a lady not too far from us. And the next ones we bought was the Evil Knievel pinball, a Centipede Cabaret, and the lady, she had a New York, Gottlieb's New York.
Oh, that's
and
a
every
great
game that I bought from her was $100, right? And at the time, we just don't have a lot of room. We're just getting into this. I don't know a lot, but I know enough. And I ended up fixing it for her. And I was like, here, I fixed it for her. And to this day, that haunts me that I could have owned a $100 New York. But it all started with the Frogger cocktail table 17 years ago is how I got into this craziness. So,
I love that.
And
I love that. And that was the song, one of the songs in the show tonight, Froggy's Lament. Oh, Kismet. I've actually one of the first games I ever played at Chuck E. Cheese was a Frogger, and it was halfway between Chuck E. Cheese and Widgets, which was a teen nightclub that they tacked on to Chuck E. Cheese. And so I thought it was pretty cool that you could play a game where you could actually set your drink on it. I just love that.
Yeah.
So I still love that. I have how many cocktail machines do you have?
Me?
Yeah, you.
I have the Frogger cocktail.
Sweet.
I've got 4 or 5 Pac-Man cocktails that were about the multicade because why not? And I think, I know, but they all came in various states of disarray and brokenness. They weren't ever really any good. So that's all I got. I think. No, that's it. Yeah. So the Frogger cocktail and 4 or 5 Pac-Man cocktails in my kitchen right now, actually.
Sweet.
All stacked on top of each other.
Have you thought about putting a bit kit in any of those?
No.
Do you know what the bit kit is?
I do, but I have not.
Okay.
I think BitKit isn't there a Nibbler version of the BitKit? Nibbler and
Yep, it's in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nibbler. It has about 32 games, and it supports the entire Pac-Man suite.
Today, Thanksgiving, actually, Crafty Mech announced 4 new games being released today.
Oh.
Do you want to hear what they are?
Yes.
They are Crush Roller.
Awesome.
Yep. Triple Punch, which kind of looks like an Amidar.
Okay.
Eek,
that's fun.
And The End.
The End. Oh, yes. That game's hard.
It does seem to be. I think I've seen that in like a prototype type tournament.
I think Brian has The End somewhere.
Does he?
Yeah. But the BitKit does support all the Pac-Mans, FYI.
Yeah, basically every one.
Yep. Including one that shall not be named that has legs. So...
Anybody has a mousetrap? That's the last game I'm on my list is to own. I had one. I had a mousetrap and I sold it for $75 when nobody wanted a damn mousetrap, and now these things are going for like $1,200.
Yep.
So if somebody can help me get a mousetrap back, I would be appreciative.
Yeah.
I just picked one up.
Mark has one. I have one. One of these kids is doing their own thing.
Hey, no, I got one too.
I know, but Jen doesn't have one.
Yeah, Jen needs one.
Well, if you can get me a Crystal's Castle, I can trade it for a mousetrap, so it's all the same.
Oh. Who's willing to give it up for Crystal's Castle?
It would be the guy that I sold it to for $75. Said he'd trade it back to me if I could get him a Crystal.
If you could find me a Crystal Castles, I'll give it back to you.
That's probably easier to find.
That's good. Andy Baldwin, the answer to your question, which I will not repeat on the show, is yes, and it is a specific version. So we can talk offline. Okay, that's fun for people to guess what's being said on the show when they're just listening later on, which might happen in the near future someday. So, Mark, how many cocktails do you have?
Let's see. I have 2 centipedes, one that I restored, one that's not in too bad shape. I have Warlords that was so converted. It was like a gambling game with a bunch of buttons that I had to fill in.
Oh yeah, that was a mess.
Yeah.
A mess.
Samantha found a Galaga for $50. And you know what? It has the high score saves bit kit. I didn't mean to say bit kit. The high score saves kit, which sucks actually for Galaga. It actually errors out. So I need to go get the other guy's high scores, the other kit that somebody makes. I think Arcade Shop has their own.
Okay.
And then there's one other one, It's not Moon Cresta, but it's a game like that. And I need to do a cap kit on that. But and they're actually now on each end of our sofa, like they're the end table.
Oh.
On each side of the sofa.
That's kind of fun.
The Galaga's on one side, and that Moon Cresta game that I can't think of the name of is on the other one.
Sure.
But my goal though is to get every Atari cocktail that exists, and then have them all set up to bar height.
Here's a fun fact for you.
Yes.
Asteroids Deluxe does not have a bar height.
No.
That's correct.
So it's just one level, and
yeah,
that's it?
I don't think all of them were adjustable to bar height.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
I went to Fastenal and I got like the sweet, brand new bolts that go into adjusting those things.
Yeah.
So, and I swear to God, Fastenal has every bolt that you thought they didn't. Oh, nobody makes this. Oh yeah, they make it.
Yep. I just bought a bunch of stuff for them for my Williams stuff because they have all the right sizes. So it's great. Brian, how many cocktails do you have?
Oh my God!
Maybe we should just have you list the 5 that you
remember.
Okay, I've got Lazarian, Gapless, Galaga, Galaxian, Miss Pack. I've got a Deco Burger Time. I've got Warlords, Thief, Food Fight, Joust, Tempest, Track and Field, Shark. What is it? Moonlander. What else is in there? I've got a couple of Space Invaders. I've got
any Nintendo?
DK Junior. I've got the what's the Nintendo Space Invaders?
Radarscope?
No. The,
Space Demon?
Yeah, no. Why am I
Hellfire?
missing?
No.
It'll come to me in a little bit. It's got like 3 different games you can select. Then what else do I have? I've got Stratovox. I'm missing a few.
What's the round one that's black and white?
That's the Shark. I've got Hot Rod. Trying to think of what's sitting out in the garage right now. I've got I have a Centipede. I don't still have the Crystal Castles. I do think I got rid of that.
Food Fight.
We did say the Food Fight.
Do you have a Berserk or a Frenzy or any of those?
I don't actually. Dave Anderson just sold a Berserk or Frenzy. The Frenzy or Berserk is one or the other to somebody local here who I'm trying to bug and tell him he should sold an upright. Well, he sold him an upright and a cocktail, and I'm like, you don't need both of them.
Right.
Brian, the only host on the show that spends over $2,000 each episode. So,
yeah, I did. I haven't actually bought a cocktail in a well. Wait.
All right, let me do mine and let's be done with the cocktails.
That was like 25.
Yeah, it's a problem. I like that. Like legitimately, I will admit that's a problem.
I've got a Gapless, a Crazy Climber, a Super Pac-Man, a Journey. I've got another Bally that's in pieces that I don't know what it is. I forgot. It's at Brian's shop. And then I've got Warlords, Atari Football, Tapper, Robotron, and I think that's it.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, and Asteroids Deluxe. So.
Right.
And Warlords at bar height, which is just awesome. And Brian's Food Fight and Warlords are at bar height too.
Definitely the way to go with those two. The Food Fight cocktails actually. I mean, the artwork on the upright is awesome, but the cocktail's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's just great. So that's cool. All right. So we talked about that. All right. Now, next question. Next question is,
I forgot the Beastie Feasty cocktail.
Oh my God.
Yes. Which is actually
that's a weird one.
Yeah, that's actually a legit conversion from a Pac-Man, though, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, but it's like got all the artwork and all the. I mean, it's like a legitimate conversion. There's a couple I'm forgetting.
Yeah. Steve Murky says there's only 2 cocktails worth owning: Warlords and Demolition Derby. That's it.
Oh yeah.
But what about Track and Field? 4-player.
Oh, that's a good one.
That'd be fun.
Over at
Brian,
John's Warehouse, there's a 4-player eliminator.
That's a good cocktail too.
Brian has a Atari baseball.
I do have an Atari baseball.
God.
I have to
Oh wait, and I have the slam dunk too.
Oh, that's right. That's new. Yeah. Yeah, you've got a few.
You could put them. You could have like a giant circle of these things.
I'm telling you, he needs to open an arcade and call it the Cocktail Lounge. That's it. That's it. Serve craft cocktails on cocktail machines. That would be fucking phenomenal.
Freaking phenomenal.
Freaking phenomenal.
Freaking.
That's what I was going to say. Oh, so we only have a couple minutes left. So what I'd like to do is, since this is the Thanksgiving episode, and actually the reason I reached out to Jen is because she had something really nice to say about the hobby today and about all the people that are involved in it. So I'd like everybody to just say what they're thankful for, starting with Brian.
Oh man, on the spot.
I will say that I think this hobby has really introduced me to a lot of amazing people. And while we're all kind of looking for the same games and we are all seem to be going after some of the same prizes, some of the generosity of people in the community and kind of helping me find some of the things I've always wanted to be able to play, bring into my house, has been fascinating. But even beyond that, I've met some people I truly consider friends. And it's I'm really thankful to have that. It starts out as a connection about games, but then we, connect on a lot of different levels, have some conversations, and I've really been able to have some long-lasting friendships to this hobby. So I'm thankful for that.
Cool. Mark?
Well, let's see. I'm thankful for puppies and arcade game purists.
Yeah.
Facebook groups and trailers and truck breads. Did I say beds? That's what I meant.
Breads. Yeah.
Yes. Truck bread. It's really good, especially if you have the mother loaf. Not everybody knows what that is. Anyway, I'm thankful. Oh, my wife's calling. Mute. I mean, my wife. Yeah, sure.
I like my wife.
She is nice.
You're welcome to her.
I'm thankful for Atari System 1 games that I don't have yet that I want. Williams Rose, which are like, are here. And Adam, Brian, and even you, Jen. I'm thankful for you guys for making this day extra special.
Wow. I'm thankful for this show. Thankful for you guys being my co-host, and I have fun doing the show. But I also thank you for all the chatters who listen and are faithful to the show and subscribe to us and all that crap that you're supposed to say. But I'm more thankful for the camaraderie. I love going to the cons. I love talking to people about this stuff. And I appreciate all the help that I've gotten through the years from people. The stuff I've learned is so cool. I love being able to look at a game and know why it's not working. And if I don't, asking Brian first, and then asking Mark, and then going, where am I going to get help? And sending my boards off when I can't figure it out myself. But, it's been a great hobby for me. The woodworking and the application and the repairing of monitors is all very rewarding. And the best reward that I'm most thankful for is when my home arcade is open to guests and they get to come and play and see what it's like to kind of feel what a real arcade was like back in the day. So I enjoy all that sort of thing. And we'll finish up with you, Jen, since you are our guest Why don't you hit us with your best shot?
Basically, I'll reiterate what I said on Facebook is, I mean, I'm thankful enough to be able to have the opportunity and the flexibilityness to drop what I'm doing and be able to just fly out anywhere and get these game deals and free these games to bring them out of captivity back into the light and into the hands of collectors. I'm thankful I'm, have the skills to be able to be on one of the best restore teams and have Jonathan Taylor employ me and work with Brian and Hamster and all them to make these games work again. I'm happy I've been able to sell parts and supply people with things that they need to fix their games for 15 years and just, have that personality to where people, either you like me or you don't, and the haters actually give me more motivation to do this better and more often because, people that'll hate on me will actually go around to their friends and have that same person buy something from me the next day. So I just think it's actually hilarious that, even if you hate on me, I'm still helping you out in the long run by fixing these games. Everybody should just work together. I mean, it's a great hobby to be in. And, there's some deals that people want, but if everybody works together, it's for one ultimate goal. So I'm just thankful to be able to be a part of it and be able to help preserve, the arcade history longer. So
yeah, that's good that we're all in it for the same reasons, I think. And I want to thank you personally because I bought a few things from you over the years, and you've always given us more than fair deals on the stuff that you find. So
I try.
Appreciate it. I like your ad hoc auctions over the last year too. Those are kind of fun.
Yeah, and thanks for having me on the show tonight too.
Yeah, absolutely. Is everybody done thanking everyone? Says I'm done thanking everyone. I just want you to know. Next week I'm going to be
myself.
Okay, yeah. Do it.
No.
I heard if you thank yourself though, you could go blind. That's just what I heard.
Billy Mitchell has enough ego for all of us.
Yes.
I'm trying to get him on the show. I think he should be on the show. That'd be fun.
I have his phone number, but he lost his phone. So let me see what I can do for you.
He lost his. I have his phone number too.
He lost his phone at Free Play.
Did he really? Oh,
no, he seemed. I have his wife's number too. We'll call him up. We'll get him on here.
Yeah.
You should have him get in touch with Brian. Brian's a phone finder.
Get in touch with Neil, his personal assistant.
Well, I've got Sean's number. I've got Sean's number too, so we'll get him on. It'll be fun. All right. Well, you guys know that this is the part of the show where we got to sign off.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's take your pants off. Here we go.
That's what I like. I like just, to say this is the part of the show where, because that, then it just warns people that it's coming, right? Maybe we should play a different song. Let's play this one instead. Yeah.
Okay.
This is a new one. Well, we've only played it like once or twice. All right. Mark, why don't you kick us off? I'll do yours and you do mine.
Sure thing, as I
figure
out where I put the sheets. Damn it.
All right. Thanks again for listening, and this has been the Double R's. That's the Arcade Radio.
Like us at Facebook, that's Arcade Radio, or check us out on our semi-regularly uploaded blog at arcaderadio.com. That's RCADERADIO.com.
Call and leave comments and questions on the game line, 612-548-GAME or 4263 if you can't spell.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just click on the notification bell so you know when we're streaming live, and everybody should be liking this.
You can also subscribe to our podcast on Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play Music, or wherever podcasts are found.
That's right. It's going to be it for the show. From our Arcade Radio team, we hope you had a great time, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Episode 5.
Stick around, Jen. We'll
high-five you.
We'll high-five you after the show.
This is weird.
Is it like Boys Don't Cry weird? My name is Ted.
Hello, Ted. I like your talks. Sounds like the end of a training video. And that's Lotus 123.
Lotus 123.